Minutes of terror for passengers on an Asiana Airlines flight in South Korea. A man seemingly was able to open the aircraft door of this plane mid-flight. This was as the plane also was about to land.
From unexpected adventures in the sky to curious discoveries and mid-air mysteries, some flights turn into unforgettable experiences for passengers.
You guys, I have never seen anything like this. Look at the sky. It's like a sign of God.
Stay with me, as I have enough of these adventurous journeys that, if not filmed, would be hard to believe.
Okay, what is that? Holy crap.
Desperate move. On a Friday afternoon Asiana Airlines flight, a man opened the emergency door just before landing in Daegu, South Korea. It was reported that he felt suffocated and wanted to get off the plane quickly. The door opened when the plane was about 700 feet above the ground and a few minutes still from landing, causing wind to rip through the cabin and terrifying passengers. The plane landed safely, and the man, seated at the emergency exit, was arrested at Daegu Airport. Reports indicated that he had been under a lot of stress after losing his job recently and felt desperate to get off the plane quickly. Strange aerial object. While flying towards Medellin and Santa Fe, two pilots saw something strange. They noticed an unusual object heading toward their plane. The lead pilot turned it around and got a clear view of the stationary object. They were sure that it wasn't a bird or a military aircraft, flying at 300 kilometers per hour in 5 degrees Celsius temperatures. They also ruled out the possibility of it being a balloon, as the aircraft's airflow should have blown it away. Many people speculated that the object was an unidentified flying object, a UFO. A government report is expected soon to provide more information about these sightings. Surprise rescue. In 2019, a woman's flight from Quebec to Toronto became an extraordinary adventure for her. She boarded an Air Canada plane and fell asleep during the flight. As she woke up, she was shocked to find herself alone in a dark, parked plane.
It was completely pitch black. I thought, this is a nightmare, this is not happening.
Rushing to find a way out, she found a flashlight and tried to signal from the plane's window. Finally, a luggage cart driver saw her. But before he could do anything, her friend, who she had texted before the phone's battery died, came up with help.
Her plane would have landed 2 hours ago. She texted me that she just woke up. I said, I don't know what's going on, but she's at the airport.
The woman was relieved and went straight home. Her unexpected adventure became a story she'd never forget. UFO spotted on flight. On October 10th, 2023, passengers on a flight from Bogota to Salento, Colombia, witnessed something extraordinary. As they soared through the sky, an unidentified flying object appeared alongside the plane. The strange object moved at an incredibly high speed, hovering near the aircraft and catching everyone's attention. It had a distinct shape, making it stand out against the sky. The passengers were amazed and couldn't stop discussing what they had seen. Some speculated it was a spaceship, while others were left wondering about the mysterious encounter. Mid-air panic. Strange things can happen when you least expect them, even at 30,000 feet in the air. On an American Airlines flight to Orlando, a woman leapt from her seat, screaming about a shapeshifter on board. Her eyes were wide with terror as she pointed at other passengers, insisting one wasn't human. Fellow travelers watched in shock as she grew more frantic.
They can either believe it or they cannot believe it. I don't give two but I am telling you right now, and you can sit on this plane and you can die with them or not. I'm not going to.
Despite the crew's efforts to calm her, the woman's fears couldn't be soothed. The plane was forced to land early. Security escorted the trembling woman off the aircraft. They searched thoroughly, but found nothing odd. Eventually, the flight resumed to the destination, leaving passengers with an unforgettable tale of mid-air mystery. Delayed delight.
For the gate agent, and I looked at her and I said, did you already board everyone? Like, am I late? And she goes, no, honey, you're the only passenger on this flight.
Flight delays often spell disaster for travelers, but this time it led to an unexpected joy. That is exactly what happened to a passenger whose flight from Oklahoma City to Charlotte, North Carolina was delayed for more than 18 hours due to severe weather. But when he finally boarded, he found himself in for a surprise. The entire plane was empty except for him and 4 flight attendants. For 2.5 hours, jokes and laughter filled the cabin.
The only person on the plane.
How many bags do you have to load today, bro? Total of 1.
The passenger got the royal treatment, tried different seats, and enjoyed extra snacks.
Gave me all the food and drink that I wanted. They let me sit wherever I wanted.
As they landed, the lucky traveler realized the journey could be sometimes more fun than the destination. Airport outburst. When flights get delayed, tempers can soar. But 2 Delta passengers took their frustration to a new level.
All the stuff on the ground that's just wasted for days that we're not here, I said, we're going to get our money back in that lounge.
It happened during the Microsoft glitch at the end of July 2024, when after hours of waiting, they stormed into Delta's Sky Club lounge, grabbing armfuls of free snacks and piling their plates with gourmet foods. They emptied wine bottles, swiped magazines, and splashed hand sanitizer everywhere. The grand finale was turning on the shower and letting water splash all over, with shampoo and soap ending up on the floor. People witnessing this captured a video and posted it online, which spread quickly. Seats for paws. Imagine stepping onto a plane and finding a horse-sized dog in the seat next to you. A traveler and his massive 140-pound Great Dane set off from Los Angeles to New York on an American Airlines flight. This was a different pet than the average pet, and it was a service dog too big for the cargo hold. So the owner booked 3 whole seats for their cross-country trip. During the journey, it lay comfortably across the seats, while her owner sat nearby. At one point, it poked its head through the seat gaps, catching the attention of fellow passengers. The owner found it tough to keep his furry friend comfortable in the cramped space. Frustrated by the lack of options for large service animals, he asked the airline for his money back. Penguin on board. On Southwest Airlines Flight 583 from San Francisco to San Diego, passengers were treated to a delightful surprise. The crew announced that a penguin from SeaWorld would be taking a stroll down the aisle.
Hi everyone, can you hear me now? My name's Travis, and this is Heather, and our friend is Pete the penguin. We're from...
Over the next 15 minutes, passengers watched as the penguin waddled past, entertaining both children and adults. A SeaWorld representative shared interesting facts about penguins over the PA system, while it explored the cabin, occasionally peeking under the seats. After the stroll, it was returned to his carrier, leaving everyone amazed and delighted by the unexpected in-flight visit.
So let you put your hand up. We're just going to walk through the aisles, and you're welcome to...
Heartwarming help. On a plane in November 2022, something special happened during a long flight. A lady was struggling with a deep fear of flying, which made the journey very stressful. As the flight continued, a former airline pilot noticed the passenger's distress and decided to help. He sat next to her and shared some useful tips to calm her nerves. He suggested breathing exercises, playing a numbers game, writing with the opposite hand, and trying new things to step out of her comfort zone.
Blow into it really hard like you're blowing up a balloon. 2.
5.
Wiggle your toes and write your name.
Thanks to the pilot's kind assistance, the passenger felt much more at ease. The support made the rest of the flight much more comfortable for her, and she was grateful for the help she received. Metallic mystery. In Guilford County, North Carolina, a man's nature photography turned into an exciting adventure. He was outside with his camera, hoping to snap some pictures. Suddenly, he spotted something weird up in the sky. It wasn't a bird or a plane, but a strange metal thing shaped like a pill. It had mirrors on it that kept appearing and disappearing. The object flashed from silver to brass as it moved. The 34-year-old photographer couldn't believe his eyes. He thought it might be a spaceship from another world. After the object disappeared, he shared his footage online, sparking much debate and curiosity about the mysterious sighting. Passenger UFO. In 2018, passengers on a flight bound for Athens, Greece experienced a bizarre mid-air sighting.
Gary, what is that?
No idea.
Holy crap.
While flying over the Aegean Sea, they noticed an unidentified object with odd movements that seemed impossible for any known aircraft. This sight left the passengers freaked out. The object's appearance was so strange that it sparked much debate and curiosity among those on board. After landing, the incident was reported to the authorities, who began an investigation into the mysterious sighting. Red glow.
Mysterious red glow captured by a pilot flying over the Pacific Ocean.
A pilot flying at 31,000 feet over the Pacific Ocean captured a video of a strange, pulsating red glow below. The intense and unusual light sparked immediate speculation about a possible UFO invasion. The glow appeared to cover a vast area, leading many to believe it was an alien craft or some sort of otherworldly event that was happening. Despite various theories, including a more mundane explanation involving commercial fishing lights, the mysterious red glow remains unexplained and continues to fuel excitement and curiosity about what might have been seen that night. Furry Explorer. On December 30th, passengers on a United Airlines flight from Dallas to San Francisco got an unexpected treat. As everyone was getting ready for takeoff, something unusual happened in first class.
Anybody missing a cat? Nope.
A curious tabby cat was spotted strolling down the aisle and jumped on one of the seats. A flight attendant noticed it, gently picked up the Furry Explorer, and started walking through the plane. She immediately began asking passengers if anyone had lost a cat. Soon, a very relieved passenger raised his hand. The cat's owner was so happy to have their pet back safe. Aerial phenomenon. Recently, passengers on an airliner over Miami observed a mysterious, unidentified aerial phenomenon, or a UAP, orb. They saw two objects flying at high speed, with the top object appearing to drag the bottom one. The scene looked like the top object was towering or carrying the lower one through the sky. This unusual sight led to speculation about the nature of the UAP and its purpose. While no official explanation has been given, the sighting has intrigued many and sparked ongoing discussions about the phenomenon. Some speculated that the top object might be a drone or a craft controlling the lower object, while others considered it could be an advanced form of transportation or a military experiment. Glowing disc. On a beautiful day with clear blue skies, a man was up on his roof when he saw something amazing. High above, a glowing disc floated in the air. It wasn't an airplane. The strange object wobbled as it moved, catching the eye of everyone who looked up. People watched in amazement as the silent UFO hovered overhead. It didn't make any noise like a plane or helicopter would. After a while, the mysterious disc drifted into some clouds and vanished. The people who saw it were left wondering what it could have been. Was it a secret aircraft? Or maybe something from outer space? The sighting left everyone with lots of questions. Flying saucer. On July 7, 2024, a man in Curitiba, Brazil, was waiting for the traffic light to turn green when he spotted something unbelievable in the sky. It wasn't a bird or a plane, but a real, unidentified flying object. The flying saucer hovered over the city, capturing everyone's attention. People grabbed their phones and began recording the scene. Many claim it's some of the best footage of an unknown object ever captured. The bizarre object appeared to change its form as it moved. After a while, it vanished into the clouds, leaving everyone amazed. People couldn't stop discussing the extraordinary event they witnessed that day. circular patterns. A dinner turned into a remarkable sight as a family in Nagpur, India saw a remarkable sight from their home. They saw a fleet of unidentified flying objects moving in swift, circular patterns in the sky. The lights moved rapidly and continuously, creating a mesmerizing display. The circular patterns captured widespread attention, with many speculating about their nature. Some questioned if the lights were part of a local celebration, while others dismissed suggestions that they were Starlink satellites. The sighting left many puzzled, adding to the ongoing discussions about unexplained aerial phenomena. Burning object. In 2019, a resident in Cerro, Havana, Cuba, observed a UFO with, quote, spinning fiery thrusters. The object was seen burning with varying intensities, and at one point, the thruster began spinning, transforming the UFO into a fireball in the sky. As the blaze subsided, it left behind a spinning line of flames, and the viewers reported it to the local police. An officer suggested that the craft might be extraterrestrial or adapted from alien technology, potentially using an anti-gravitational system. The sighting continues to fuel speculation about the nature of the object and its origins. Evening light snow. On the 22nd of December 2017, a family got more than they bargained for during their evening meal. As they sat down to eat, they spotted something amazing outside their window. A group of strange lights was zipping around in the sky. The lights moved super fast, making circles and patterns. It was like watching a dance in the air. Soon, lots of people in town were looking up and wondering what was going on. It couldn't be Starlink satellites because they don't move like that. In the end, no one could figure out what those lights were. It left everyone scratching their heads and talking about what they saw. Dark ring. In Valencia, Venezuela, a normal day turned into a surprise for two friends. As they drove down the road, they spotted something weird in the sky. It was a dark, ring-shaped object floating among the clouds. One of the friends got super excited and yelled, "A flying saucer!" He quickly asked what time it was so they could remember when it happened. The odd circle just hung there, not moving. This weird sighting made a lot of people curious, and its reality remained a mystery. It just added to the list of strange things people have seen in the sky that no one can explain. Flashing cloud. In Krishna, India, a man saw something odd in the skies. At first, it looked like a big, white cloud. But then, something amazing happened. The cloud started flashing like it had lights inside. Suddenly, a black ball appeared in the middle of it. White smoke came out of the cloud around it. People watching couldn't believe their eyes. It quickly hid in another white cloud. This new cloud kept flashing and getting smaller. Then it changed shape and disappeared into the distance. Everyone wondered if they had seen real aliens. Mysterious light. On Wednesday evening, people in East Houston saw something strange. A weird light appeared in the sky over Friendswood, League City, and nearby areas. A man who saw it was so amazed that he called the news right away. The light moved slowly and quietly, looking just like a spaceship. Then it faded away into the sky. This wasn't just a normal light or a trick of the clouds. People who witnessed it were sure that it was a UFO, unlike anything they'd ever seen before, which left everyone worried about the unveiled secrets of outer space. Strange sighting in Milwaukee. A man in Milwaukee got quite a shock while checking tower camera footage. Instead of the usual clouds and birds, he saw something that looked like floating tadpoles in the sky. These weird moving shapes weren't aliens or flying fish. They were a rare weather event called noctilucent clouds. These special clouds form very high up and can move in strange ways. The man's ordinary job of watching the sky turned into an exciting discovery. He got to see something that doesn't happen very often. It just goes to show that even on a normal day, nature can surprise us with amazing sights. Strange spiral formation. A researcher in Hawaii was in for an unexpected treat while working at the Subaru telescope. As he looked through the telescope, he saw something amazing. A glowing spiral spinning in the night sky. The telescope, which sits high up on a volcano, caught this weird whirlpool of light earlier this month. What made it even more interesting was that it happened right after SpaceX sent a satellite into space. The Subaru telescope team shared the news across Twitter, saying the spiral might be connected to SpaceX's launch. This cool sighting got everyone talking about how space missions can create beautiful and strange things in our sky. Spinning light.
What in the ever-living fuck is that?
In December 2023, something strange happened in Los Angeles. On a clear night, people all over the city saw an amazing sight in the sky. A bright orange light appeared out of nowhere. But this wasn't just any light. It started spinning in circles. The glowing spiral moved through the dark sky, making everyone stop and stare.
What is that? I'm not even tripping.
They watched as the light spun around for a while, then floated up higher and higher until it disappeared. People couldn't stop talking about what they'd seen. Some people thought it might be a spaceship from another planet. Others wondered if it was some kind of weird weather thing. But in the end, no one knew for sure. Case of the hovering probe. In July 2023, a security camera caught something really weird on video. The footage revealed a small, mysterious object performing. This little thing zipped around the sky, acting like it was looking for information. It had strange lights that blinked on and off. Sometimes it gave off a big, round glow, while it just hung in the air. The way it moved seemed like it knew exactly what it was doing. It wasn't just floating around randomly. This made a lot of people wonder where it came from and what it was up to. Even experts couldn't figure it out. It's now one of the most exciting mystery objects people have seen in the sky lately. Wyvern sighting. A man was driving home one evening when something caught his eye. Up in the sky, the clouds were moving weirdly. He got out of his car to take a better look. Suddenly, he saw something amazing. It looked like a dragon flying through the clouds. But this wasn't just any dragon. It had big wings and a pointy tail. It was like a wyvern from a fantasy story had come to life. While everyone else was just going about their day, the man stood there watching the sky dragon. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, the magical beast faded away, leaving the man with an incredible story to tell. Heavenly surprise. One day in Camden, South Carolina, a man saw something that surprised him. Up in the sky was a cloud that looked just like an angel.
Nobody will believe me if I didn't do this live, but I want you to look at this cloud in the sky. That's what I'm looking at right now. Look at this cloud. Is that not an angel or what?
The man was so excited that he didn't want to keep it to himself. He grabbed his phone and started a live video on Facebook. He showed the amazing cloud formation. It had wings, a body, and even looked like it was wearing a robe. The man couldn't believe his eyes, and neither could the 6 million people who watched this video later. It was like a little bit of heaven had come down to visit South Carolina that day. Laughs at 30,000 feet. A video has gone viral showing a WestJet flight taking off with more than just passengers. It carried a whole lot of laughter too. A clever flight attendant turned the boring safety demo into a hilarious show. Instead of the usual talk about seatbelts and oxygen masks, this attendant had everyone giggling with funny faces and jokes while demonstrating the safety gear. His act did more than just entertain. It got passengers to pay attention to important safety tips. This fun approach might help people remember what to do if there's ever a real emergency. It goes to show that a little humor can make even the most serious things stick in your mind. Skyline surprise. A tourist in the Williamsburg Bridge was taking in the sights of New York City when something caught his eye. A big flock of birds was flying in the sky, and he thought it would make a cool video. But what happened next was way more exciting than he expected. As he was filming from a tour bus with the Manhattan Bridge in the background, the birds suddenly started moving strangely. Thousands of them flew together and formed a shape that looked exactly like a face. The tourist couldn't believe what he had just seen. It was like the city itself had come alive, giving him a once-in-a-lifetime memory of his trip to New York. Mid-air chaos. A normal flight in Russia turned into a wild ride when a passenger had way too much to drink. This guy decided he wanted to get off the plane while it was still flying. He started trying to break the window, which set off a loud alarm. Everyone on the plane got really scared, even though the plane stayed safe. The other passengers must have been shocked to see someone acting so crazy. Despite the disturbance, the flight proceeded safely. The crew contacted the airport and requested that the police meet the aircraft upon arrival. Wormhole. A strange sight in the sky caught everyone's attention. A man spotted what looked like a hole opening up in the clouds. The sky seemed to stretch apart, revealing a dark, black space. The man quickly took out his phone and started filming. In the video, he caught something weird, an object followed by a beam of light moving into the hole. After he shared the video online, people went wild with ideas. Some thought it was a wormhole, like in sci-fi movies. Others wondered if aliens were using it to visit Earth from another dimension. The mysterious sky opening left everyone talking and imagining what it could mean. Flying shadow. A couple's day out at Qutub Minar in India turned into a spooky adventure. They were getting ready for a nice picture in front of the famous tower when something unexpected happened. Just as the photographer was about to take the shot, he saw a strange shadow behind the couple. It looked like a person, but the strange thing was, it flew from one side of the tower to the other. The sight left everyone amazed. Some people thought they had seen an angel flying by. Others believed it might be Hanuman from Hindu stories. Whatever it was, the flying shadow made the couple's picture way more exciting than they had planned. Floating bird. One morning in British Columbia, a man's walk turned into a puzzling experience. He spotted something odd in the sky, a dark bird that seemed to be floating in mid-air. The man moved around and observed that it wasn't sitting on anything or hanging from a string. He even zoomed in with his camera, showing the bird swaying a bit in the breeze, but not flying away. Some people wondered if the bird was stuck in an A-roof, a special boundary some Jewish communities use. But that didn't explain how it was floating. The sight of the motionless bird in the sky left everyone scratching their heads, trying to figure out this airborne mystery. Buildings above the clouds. A video from Foshan, China showed a crazy sight. Huge buildings seemed to be floating above the clouds. This made people talk about all sorts of wild ideas, like parallel universes or secret government projects. But weather experts had a simpler explanation. They said it was probably something called a fata morgana, a special trick of light that happens when the air is at different temperatures. The fata morgana made the distant buildings look like they were floating in the sky. It's the same thing that sometimes makes ships look like they're floating above the water. So while it looked super weird, it was just nature playing a cool trick on everyone's eyes. Walking shadow. During a lightning storm, a man filming the sky caught something unexpected on camera. As lightning lit up the clouds, a huge shadow appeared, moving through the storm. Each flash of lightning showed the giant figure for a split second. The man filming couldn't believe his eyes. He was both excited and a bit scared by what he saw. When he shared the video, people had all sorts of ideas about what it could be. Some thought it might be an angel or some other magical being. Others wondered if it was just a strange cloud shape. Whatever it was, the giant storm figure became a big mystery that everyone wanted to solve. Strange light. When the sky seems to invert itself, revealing an unusual sight, it can be a sign that the world is taking an unexpected turn. A homeowner in Florida witnessed a bright orb in the sky surrounded by darkness. The object naturally lit up the area for a while, prompting many to speculate about its nature. Some wondered if it was a fireball because of its controlled movement. Many people speculated that it might be a giant UFO. A few locals even commented that they had seen it regularly. This led to further curiosity about why authorities remained silent on the matter even after the news spread about the strange event, leaving everyone wondering about its true nature and origin. Statue comes to life. Have you ever seen those spooky creatures on old buildings? Well, someone saw a real gargoyle. A person was standing in a garden near his house when he noticed something strange on the roof of an older house in his neighborhood. It looked like one of those scary stone statues, but it was moving. The person hid behind a tree to watch it. Even though it looked scary, it seemed that it was there to protect the abandoned bungalow. After a few movements, it flew away using his wings. The person watching this stayed there in shock. Could gargoyles be real creatures that have been hiding for a long time? It's a spooky mystery that makes you wonder what else might be out there. House Rider. Have you ever looked out your window and seen something unbelievable? A girl did, and she couldn't believe her eyes. While in her apartment, she spotted something weird in the sky. It looked like a person riding a horse, but up in the clouds. She quickly grabbed her camera and zoomed in to get a better look. The girl was so surprised by what she saw. After a while, the horse and rider disappeared into the clouds. She wondered if she would ever see them again. No one knows what this strange sight was. Some people think it might be a special person from old stories coming back. It's like a magical mystery right outside her window. Pegasus sighting. In a small corner of Russia called Sun and Camp, something magical stirred in 2015. A video got attention showing what looked like a real-life Pegasus flying over a forest. The person who took the video couldn't believe their eyes. He even found big footprints on the ground later, thinking the flying creature might have landed. Other people in the area reported that they often saw weird things and bugs nobody could name. Word spread fast about the incident. Soon, people from all over were talking about it. Some thought it was just a trick, but others wondered if a real Pegasus was hiding in the Russian forests. Pterosaur in Pennsylvania. A man in Pennsylvania had the luckiest day of his life when he spotted something incredible in the sky that looked like it flew right out of a storybook. The strange flyer had big wings, a huge body, and a long tail. It soared through the clouds, looking like a mix between a pterosaur from dinosaur times and a dragon from fairy tales. Not many people have ever seen anything like this. The incident left everyone wondering what the mystery creature could be. Was it a rare animal nobody knew about? Or maybe something even more exciting? The flying wonder became a hot topic, with everyone trying to guess what the man had seen that day. Space shuttle. An airplane passenger got a once-in-a-lifetime view high above the clouds.
That's a rocket. Just right over the wing. It's over the wing, man.
The space shuttle Atlantis was about to take off from Cape Canaveral, and she had a front row seat. As the woman looked out of her window, she saw the shuttle zoom up into the sky. For a moment, it looked like the plane and the spaceship were racing through the air. The sight was breathtaking. In reality, the airplane had to change its course to keep a safe distance from the shuttle. It shows how carefully everything is planned up in the sky. The lucky passenger got to witness a real spaceship launch from thousands of feet up, turning a regular flight into an unforgettable sky-high adventure. Mysterious man in the sky. A solemn day in Hoboken, New Jersey turned into something extraordinary. During a memorial ceremony for the World Trade Center, people gathered to remember and honor those lost. As the crowd looked up, someone spotted an unusual shape in the clouds above. It looked just like a human figure floating high in the sky. Quickly, they snapped a photo to capture the moment. The image spread fast, leaving many people amazed. Some thought it might be a sign from those who had passed away. But whatever it was, the mysterious cloud figure added a touch of wonder to their Memorial Day. The subscriber's pick. And now, let us move on to our subscriber pick of the day. A close call at Tokoroa Airfield in New Zealand's North Island taught a new pilot a lesson he'd never forget. In 2017, the skies above Tokoroa became the stage for a heart-stopping moment. The novice flyer was trying hard to land his light aircraft. After one failed attempt, he circled for another try. Focused on getting it right this time, he forgot to check for other planes. Suddenly, he found himself on a collision course with another aircraft. At the last second, he pulled up, narrowly avoiding the other plane. The other flyer had no choice but to keep going straight, which turned out to be the right move. This scary near miss showed just how important it is to always be aware of your surroundings when flying. See you next time!